Hello. Well, I shouldn't say that. They say that means hell is low. So, greetings. I think very deeply. Indianapolis in the house. Alexis, tell the children. Pharaoh said hi. I'm glad you all made it. And the storm didn't get you or me. We're so lucky so far. Good to see you. Michael Lee. I'll shout everybody out. Bobby Burnett, the beautiful and gorgeous Arnell, the strong soldier Mr. Ware, Rastaman, the beautiful Lolita. Hi, Lolita. King Quaylen is here. Everybody showing up. Ugh. I don't think I'm going to get in trouble. Now, I told y'all we were going to talk about what we were talking about when I was supposed to be talking about this, and then we went down a rabbit hole, and I probably won't talk about that till tomorrow. I'm a little exhausted with that conversation because I've been calling on my relatives, telling them, get some beans, get some rice, make sure you have water, make sure you have backup electricity, make sure you got a backpack with some things in it in case you have to bug out, because right now you're in between Mother Nature and war or collapse of society. So it could be a natural collapse or it could be Mother Nature. So you really need to prepare right now and not panic, prepare. It doesn't mean anything's going to happen, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Okay. So this is a very interesting conversation. Let me let some people get over here before I jump into it. Yeah, the storms are crazy. It's going to be a crazy year with the storms. So we have San Francisco in the building. We got Toronto in the building. Shout out to all my people in Toronto. We got Cincinnati, Ohio in the building. We got the Naptown in the building. Shout out to everybody in the Nap. You know we love the Nap here in Chicago. Indiana is our cousins. Like Indiana's our brothers and sisters. Indiana is our next door neighbor. Like Chicago is in Indiana, basically. We love Indiana. New Orleans is in the building. Atlanta's in the building. If you're in Chicago, Dade County, you're going to be in Indiana. There's no way you cannot be in Indiana, especially if you live on the south side. Right? Thank you. You say you think you're one of the best analytical awareness ever since I started following you. That's that. Yeah, I get in a lot of trouble, Olita. I get in a lot of trouble because people don't like you to push the line and think outside the box. I was just talking to somebody like that, and I'm telling them, hey, you don't have to believe what I'm saying, but just think, what if America is broke? We're going to talk about that tomorrow. I'm not telling her believe it's broke, but what if it is broke? Like a different broke. My brother Mohammed, what's up, Mohammed Sampson? Good to see you. Decatur, Georgia in the building. Naptown's in the building. New York is in the building. Here I go getting in trouble again. Don't blame me. I think like this. I don't know why I think like this. Something wrong with me. I always been like this since I was a baby. Right? I always think like this. I'm just born like this. I got a strange mind. But this one is interesting. This one for foundational Black Americans, but for all you people around, whatever I say for foundational Black Americans, you take that and adapt that to your particular situation. So if you're in Jamaica, you take what I'm saying about foundational Black Americans and you just apply it to Jamaica. And one of the problems I'm not liking is nobody's making it clear that what we are trying to do as foundational Black Americans is not anti other Blacks. It's not that. You have to look in terms of, look at it like this. If we start a movement in Chicago where we're trying to clean up Chicago and we try to get people in Chicago to do things around Chicago, how is that anti-New York? Duh, it's not. So yeah, I'm alienating myself from you just for that particular situation because nothing about fixing Chicago has anything to do with New Orleans or Miami or New York or Los Angeles, right? So it'd be crazy for you to be like, well, what about LA? Bruh, we trying to deal with specific Chicago situations. So foundational Black Americans, we trying to deal with specific situations in the United States of America where we are 43 million strong. Another problem is arguing over if you're a foundational Black American of African descent, Native American, mixed. I think that's really irrelevant, basically, because a lot of brothers been beat by the police and nobody took their DNA. And so if your Black ass running around here and the wrong police get you, you ain't getting no Native American pass and you ain't getting no African pass. So a lot of times you brothers, y'all out of order. Y'all out of order with all the unnecessary division. Because when them white police jump out on you, they ain't from the same place. They Irish background, German background. And they still jump out on your ass and they be unified in beating your ass. So miss me with the division, because there ain't going to be no division when they take you to jail. You're going to be the N-word. I don't care if you're a Jamaican. I don't care what you is. You the N-word. You the N-word. And like when I go outside Chicago and you in Chicago and one of these knuckleheads want to rob you, they ain't going to give me no FBA pass when they rob me. You ain't getting no Jamaican pass. You ain't getting no Native American pass. You ain't getting no Moorish pass. No nothing. You ain't getting no Muslim pass, no Christian pass. They're going to rob your ass. Okay? Duh. So y'all need to cut with all that because all that don't even matter in the real world. The only time where you matters in the real world is when you're dealing with the system. So why would African brothers and brothers somewhere else get involved with my situation while I'm dealing with the system? Let me deal with the system. And you in Africa deal with your system. See what I'm saying? Like that, all that unnecessary. Brother, are we trying to tell me where we from? Y'all stop trying to tell another Black man where he from just because that's where you want to be from. Be cool. That's okay. If I meet you and you say you're a Hebrew Israelite, why am I going to try to tell you you're not? So the same way you don't want me to tell you, man, you ain't no Hebrew Israelite, man, we all Egyptians. We all Cherokee. So you don't want me to do you like that, so don't do me like that. Let every brother and sister say whatever they is and stop trying to say what we is. Because one thing we ain't is a we. I wish you brothers would stop saying we are we. Because we are not a we. We have no proof we're a we. We're doing nothing together to represent a we. And you just use the word we For argumentative purposes, the only we, when it comes to brown people in this country, that we could use is that we getting fucked up and we are at the bottom. That's the only we that's legitimate. If you want to talk about all melanated people, an African over here is not in a good position. I don't care how much money he makes. He's an N-word, and he gonna get treated like an N-word. He is not gonna get treated like no great African, and he's not gonna be respected like a white man. Never in his African life. Okay, so whatever. Y'all remember when they shot the Ethiopian brother? What was that? Wisconsin or one of them? They didn't give a damn because he was no East African. So y'all need to stop with all that. You know what I'm saying? You brothers be coming to me international banging 1 minute and then tell me why I can't unite the gangs the other minute. I be confused. You come to me with division. You know what I'm saying? You come to me with the African division, the Caribbean division, or you are more, you this division. Then you turn around and tell me why we can't get the BDs and GDs and Blackstones. I can't get y'all together. How you expect me to get the gangs together? You black men internationally are an embarrassment to your melanated skin color. I'm going to just tell you. You're an embarrassment. That's a whole nother video. All you black men, y'all are disgrace. You got no leadership qualities. None. You brothers in Africa, Caribbean, everywhere, America, y'all are disgrace. You got no leadership quality. Right off the top, when you see a melanated person, we locked in. If you ain't on that, you should be court-martialed. Right off the top, we locked in. I don't need to know your belief system or none of that. I have never went in a store and got nothing with my belief system. I wish I could. I wish I could be a Native American and go in the store and get free food. Give me some free vegetables and fruit. But that my description don't do nothing for me in the real world. So today, I got a very interesting conversation. For you all, I know you all know there's all this talks about tariffs. And the tariff situation is pissing me off. You know why? I'm going to tell you why. America is saying that they tired of buying stuff from Canada. They tired of buying stuff from China. They tired of buying stuff from Europe. They tired of buying stuff from Mexico. And the people ain't buying nothing back from us. That everybody else is producing too much and we ain't producing enough. And we want factories to come back to America so America can produce. And that makes a lot of sense. They said, we're not going to let you go build up all these factories outside America and then ship that shit down here and take the money out the country. You're going to have to come make some of that stuff here. That makes a lot of sense. But here's the problem. I'm looking at foundational Black Americans. I'm saying, okay, we have Black communities. The Black community is going through the same thing white America is going through. So white America is foul because white America is complaining that they don't want to be buying stuff from other people and other people don't buy nothing from them. But Black America in our neighborhoods, we buying stuff from other people and they don't buy nothing from us either. We got Chinese in our neighborhood taking money out. We need to put tariffs on them. We got Arabs in our neighborhood at the gas station. We need to put tariffs on them. We have people selling us foreign goods and foreign products, and even white America. We need to put tariffs on white America because white America sells us stuff but don't buy nothing from us. White America takes money out of our neighborhoods and don't put none back in. Don't invest in us. We can barely get a business loan. So I'm trying to understand white America. How could you come and take all our money, but then when we want a business loan, you deny us because of the color of our skin, which you do. So what about FBA tariffs on your ass? What about y'all get the fuck out of our neighborhoods and take y'all junk out of there, and we have our own gas stations? Because America don't want no bunch of Chinese gas stations selling to Americans. So what make you think black people want a bunch of gas stations we don't have no investment in, and Arabs and everybody selling shit in our neighborhood? What's the difference? What's the difference in what Trump complaining about and what happens in the black community? Everything these white politicians is complaining about, they're guilty of doing it to the black citizens in their own country. That's a fact. Trump and Elon Musk. How many Tesla factories have Elon Musk put in a black neighborhood so we can work and get some money? He out somewhere making it, and then he want us to buy it when we successful. Mercedes-Benz, Cadillac, all of them. How much opportunity do they provide in the black community? None. So Trump can shut the fuck up. He doing the same thing he complaining about. Pimping us, selling us trash, but ain't putting us in a position where nobody can buy nothing from us. They won't buy from us. They talk about DEI because somebody opened up a Target in a black neighborhood and then think you're doing me a motherfucking favor by giving me a job when your ass in my neighborhood. Get your shit and get out of our neighborhood, Target. All y'all, get out. Get out. Get out. We got foundational black American tariffs. You know what I'm saying? We finna put tariffs on all you motherfuckers. Okay? Oh my soul. King Kong ain't got nothing on us. Oh my soul. Because that tariff shit is some bullshit, because they saying they don't want to keep spending with people that don't spend with them, but that's all white people do in America. We spend with them. They don't spend with us. They don't invest. They don't invest. They have us come in their white area and play basketball for the NBA, or in their white area and play football, and all them football games are not a black person making $1, just except the ones on the field that's making them all that money. If you don't got the black players on the field, you use the black players to make all the money off the black players out there and throw them some crumbs. And then you want to talk about tariffs and you want to talk about fair trading and shit, when the whole America is set up unfair trade. You ain't even doing fair trade with your own black people in the country. Then when you get to beefing with China and go to war, now you want my son and grandson to come get their leg blowed off for you, like we did in the Civil War, like we did in the Revolutionary War, like we did in World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Desert Storm, Afghanistan. You want us to come over there and take bullets for you, but you ain't putting no money on the table. We're going to have to put tariffs on y'all. So when is the black people in America going to put tariffs on them and start buying that shit from them and sit your monkey ass down and only buy necessities? That's how you will get some respect. We would get some respect if we only paid our rent or mortgage, pay our car note, buy the food we got to eat, and that's it. You know, our black economic situation is messed up. You know what I'm saying? Because when you look at what they talking about tariffs and you think about the black community, you think this, wait a minute, y'all trying to have a double standard. Y'all trying to say, oh, you're going to have to spend money with us if we spend money with you. But then you don't do that with your own black citizens. Should we be saying what Trump's saying? Listen, Trump, we can't spend no more money with you if you ain't spending no money with us. His bitch ass trying to close the Black History Museum. He don't want us to even have no black history. So it's like all of this talk about tariffs, and somebody buying from somebody else, but then you don't want to buy from them. That sounds like black Americans. Trump sounds like he complaining about black Americans when we talk about always spending our money with somebody else and nobody ain't putting no businesses in our community. He say if they gonna sell their cars, they need to put one in the United States. But yeah, we buying y'all cars. Where's the car dealers in our neighborhood? Where's the factories right in our neighborhood hiring us? How many cars we gonna buy, Trump, from white America, and white America ain't putting no money back in the black community? What's up with the FBA tariffs? What's up with that? What's up with that? America and Trump and them is phony with the tariff shit because they complaining about something that they doing to black people. The same thing Trump is complaining about, he doing it to us. Taking from us and not putting nothing back. What's the difference? We don't even have no stores in our neighborhood to raise the prices on their shit so won't nobody buy it. Because if we had stores in our neighborhood and we were selling black items and white items, we would raise the price on white items so nobody would buy them until they put some economics in our community. Foundational Black American tariffs. We can't even have no tariffs because Trump and them got us worse than America is. America, white America got some independence. Black America is totally under oppression and slavery. We don't even have communities. We live in hoods, neighborhoods. Dick Gregory told y'all that. We don't live in communities. We live in hoods. In the community, you got control. In the community, you got your gas station. In the community, you got your store. You ain't got no fucking Chinese store. You ain't got no Kentucky Fried Chicken. You ain't got no Popeyes. You ain't got none of that shit. When you come to Chicago right now, I put money on it. And I'll drive you around the black community and you take a picture of all the stores, take view of all the stores, and I'll take you out to them white suburbs. You're not going to see no fucking McDonald's nowhere. If they got a McDonald's, it's one and you got to Google search it. You're not going to see, you ain't going to go on no white corner in them white suburbs on no corner and see no McDonald's, Burger King, Popeyes. You ain't going to see that. They're going to have a little mini mall. You're going to see a Starbucks. You're going to see a Panera Bread. That's it. You're going to see a Panera. But you're not going to see the poisonous, deadly junk food. And you ain't going to see no Chinese restaurant. You ain't going to see no Arabs at the gas station. When you go to them white suburbs and you go to the gas station in the daytime, it's white, young white college kids and high school kids working their gas stations. And the only time you're going to see a foreigner in them gas stations, you're going to see an Indian guy late at night. They'll get the Indians a pass, but no Arabs and no Chinese restaurants in white suburbs. When you go in their area, it's Johnny Pastrami. It's local dudes, white men's sandwich shops and shit like that. Small businesses that eventually become big business. They put all that junk in our neighborhood to kill our economical development. The same way America complained about their economical development. You feel me? Look, we're going to take a break. Let's take a break and then I'm going to finish up. But we're going to have to do something about our economical development because this ain't getting it. This ain't getting it. I mean, keep it real. Look at Black Americans. Look at our economical situation. We're gonna break it down, right? Boom. Where we get our phone from? We don't got nothing to do with that, right? Right? Then, right? Not only do we buy the phone from them, but guess what else? Boom. All the companies that provide the phones is them, right? None of the money got nothing to do with us. None of it. None of it. The actual phone is there. The actual people that provide the phone service and the actual brands that we buy. We don't get none of that money. Not a penny. Not a penny. When we dealing with our children, everything they do, guess what? We spend all this money on our sons, and who got all the gaming devices? Do we got the gaming devices? Do we have the gaming devices? Look where our money's going when they get through talking about terror. How many of these people put any money back into our community? With Trump talking that shit. How many of these people put any of this money back in the community? Right? Then, when you get these phones and all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? You got to plug it up. Who make all the money when you plug it up? We don't make nothing. They make all the money when we plug it up. These are all your electrical companies that take all your money. When you go to get gas or you go to get a car, when you go get a car, same thing. How much money do you make from the cars? I've seen the brother got his car, but we talking about right now in America. When you're buying American automobiles, your money is going to everybody but you. Elon Musk gets your money. Elon Musk don't even like black people. He's a South African from apartheid. Then, when you get your car from them, you got to put gas in it. How much money is black Americans you getting from the gas? You don't got no control with that either. Okay? Right? You don't get no money from the gas. These is all the necessities. These ain't nothing you could just throw to the curb. Not only do you not control none of the gas stations, but you don't control the sources of the gas that go to the gas stations. I'm just showing y'all the in-depth economics. This is over a lot of people's head because they see me over here playing, telling jokes, but that's real over here. This is heavy information. Okay? The people, you don't even get no money from the people that take the gas to the gas station. You don't get no money from the gas at the gas station. You ain't getting no money from the car you put the gas in. You ain't getting no money from your phone. You ain't getting no money from the electricity that run your phone and everything. You ain't getting none of that. And they talk about tariffs. When you get through doing all your running around and everything, shoot, you're hungry. You got to get something to eat. You won't get no money from that either. They control all your food. These are your top businesses in 2023. You not on the list, black man and black woman. When they get through talk about tariffs, when they get through talk about somebody taking money out the community. When you do get your nice job, you going to eating with them. You buying cars from them. All your money's going back to them. You just making money for nothing. You're making money for nothing. And you go to work or whatever you got to do and you're dating or whatever. You got to buy clothes. You ain't getting none of that money. This is real. Listen, look how much Nike taking out your pocket. Nike, $28 billion. Victoria's Secret way down to 6. And she falling off. They closing her stores. Just look at where all your money's going. No money stays in your neighborhood. All your money goes outside the community. Every penny, every quarter. Every penny. Every quarter. So where's our tariffs? Dior paid suppliers $57 a bag, retailing for about $2,800. This is what you buy your woman. Giorgio Armani paid $99 a bag, but sell it to the black woman for $1,900. She want a Birkin bag that don't cost nothing to make, but $150, and she wants you to go pay $25,000 for it. They just take your money, and they won't hire you. When you go in the stores, don't even be no black people in there selling it. They won't even hire the black woman to sell the shit she buying. She going to buy stuff, the black man going to buy stuff, and they won't even hire you to work in there to sell it. They won't even hire you. They won't even put you in a management position. Go show me a black manager at a Gucci store or a Louis Vuitton store. Show me a black person that's controlling, that's the head person at a Louis Vuitton store. I'll wait. Show me one. Show me one. But when we gonna wake up? Because when we get our money, you see where it go. $1 circulates in the Asian communities for 1 month. $1 circulates in the Jewish communities for 20 days. $1 circulates in the black community for 6 hours. Not 1 day. Asians, 30 days a month. Jewish people, 20 days. Black people, 6 hours. You know why your money don't circulate? Because you won't turn the air conditioner on. You didn't cut off your circulation. Do you believe we need to build new communities and just build the communities where you're in? I mean, no, that's not the answer. The answer, you cannot build and destroy. You cannot build and destroy. You cannot invest money in your black community while you're throwing away money to other motherfuckers. So the first thing you have to do is stop buying shit from other people. Stop buying that shit. Only buy the absolute necessities. Sit your black ass down. Stop partying. Stop drinking. Stop doing that, because all of that is economical development for somebody else. I'm an entrepreneur. I started growing my dreadlocks 47 years ago, 1978. And nobody knew what dreadlocks was then, so eventually nobody would hire me. So I had to work for myself. So after so many years of being an entrepreneur, working reggae shows and working for myself, I have the mentality of an entrepreneur. And when you're a black businessman and you're an entrepreneur, you're always thinking like a businessman. This makes it hard for me in relationships because everything to me is business. So I'm not willing to take my woman and just make another motherfucker rich. She won't understand that. She don't understand that I don't want to go and support this business because I'm trying to make money. I'm not trying to make money to give it to you. If I make money and I could give it to another black person that's got a business where the money gonna circulate, yeah. But I don't want to go take my money and give it to somebody and the money is gone. If you ain't sitting on no $250, $350, $450, $550,000, you ain't got no money. You ain't got no money. Look, broke is always halfway between the money. So if a man got, if the man with the most money got 10,000, then poverty would be considered 5,000. Poverty is always the halfway point what everybody got. So if you live in a world where you got a lot of billionaires and millionaires and multimillionaires, $1 million is middle class. $2 million, you middle class. Back when I was growing up, if you just had $50,000 in the bank and a house and all that, you was middle class. Now, if you got $1 million, $2 million, that's middle class. All of us that ain't got, if you got under $1 million, you poor. By standards on how they judge economics. If you got a house and you paid $300,000 for your house, and you got a really good job, you make $175,000 a year, and you paying on your house, and you paying on your car, you poor. Because you don't own the house. You don't own the car. And you only get one check at a time. You ain't got no money. You ain't got no money. Let's take a break. Young black people, let me tell you something. Straight from the streets. Your economic situation is based on how long could you not get another dollar and survive? That's your economical situation. However much money you got in the bank, let's say you got $150,000 in the bank. If you don't make another dollar at your job, how long could you still live the lifestyle you live with your mortgage and all your bills? How long would that $150,000 last you? How many months? So if you ain't calculating your months of survival, you ain't no hustle. You have to be able to calculate your months of survival. Okay, I got 10 grand. Say I got 10 grand. Say my rent $2,000 a month. That's rent for 5 months. That don't include food or nothing else. That don't include food or nothing else. So if I got 10 grand, I can only survive 3 months if my rent is $2,000 on my mortgage. So you basically, goddamn it, you ain't got shit. Basically. Anybody tell you that? How long do that money last if you don't get another dollar? That's why it's recommended exactly to have at least 6 months money to survive on. You are 100% right. So in Chicago, when you hustling, you get some Dickies, you get some stuff, and you go out, you start slinging, you get a shoebox. And when you get to $10,000, you got some breathing room, but you ain't got no money. Some brothers get to 10,000, they go out there, they think they got some money, they be back flat broke. If they ain't no hustle, now they robbing, now they in jail, now they in prison. Because you gotta figure how long you got to survive. And this is for the black man to do, because you can't expect your woman to really function like that. So this go back to what I said. She want to go here, she want to go there, but she ain't counting the bread. She ain't counting the bread. Okay? But to a hustler, we figuring when we go have fun. We having fun after so much gets stacked. We not having fun every time we get paper. So if I get paid this week, I might not do nothing this week. I get paid next week, I might not do nothing. I get paid that next week, I might do something, but I'm not going to do nothing again that next week because I got to spread this shit out. I'm trying to stack. I'm not trying to have my money go like this. The money got to go up, which goes with this conversation because this is why FBA money ain't right. FBA money ain't right because you don't got the principles that my mother and father and that generation had. That generation, marriage was economical too. It was a whole situation. We're going to get married. We're going to stay together forever. We're going to raise children. We're going to buy a house. We're going to do all this stuff as a loving couple. It was all inclusive. It was one big plan. So your mom and daddy not finna break up because they both work to get the house. Nobody going to leave the house. They both work to raise their children. They both work to create this life they got. So they not finna have no divorce over no petty shit. They not finna start over again. They're going to live all their life out like that, and they're going to retire, and they're going to pass away married. My mother passed away first, then my father. They did the whole thing. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, Mr. and Mrs. Young. Every older person I grew up, none of them got divorced. None of them broke up. And I just wanted to talk about this because it kind of bothered me with them keep talking about tariffs and them keep talking about certain areas like, money, talking about how, China want to send stuff here and Canada want to send stuff here and Mexico want to send stuff here but don't want to buy shit back when the white Americans is doing the same thing to black Americans, sending shit to our neighborhood, making money off of us, but don't provide nothing for us to make no money back. They doing the same motherfucking shit. White America doing the same shit to black America that they complaining about. Facts. They all that shit they talking about tariffs and all that shit they talking about they want China and somebody to spend money with them. They doing black Americans the same way. We the most loyal people in this country. We built this motherfucker. They stole everything from us and stole us. They stole all our inventions. They built their whole country off of cotton. The whole country. Not just off of cotton. We cut down all the trees. We the ones that made the land flat where you could grow all that corn and shit. We the ones filled in all them swamps and got bitten, ate by all them alligators and killed by all them mosquitoes down in Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and all down there. to set up that farmland for them. And now they just down on the farmland making money off farmland that your ancestors is the reason that farmland's down there. And cotton was king. Cotton built the whole industry. Cotton built the railroad up to where it's at. Cotton built the highway. Cotton built the steam engines coming up to Mississippi, their whole boating system and everything. All they ships, all that shit was built off of cotton. Cotton replaced hemp. Hemp didn't do shit because of cotton. Cotton replaced hemp. They went to war on hemp. And when they went to war on hemp, they went to war on marijuana. Because marijuana and hemp it's relative, but ain't the same. So back when they went to war on hemp, they went to war on marijuana. They shut that shit down for cotton. They couldn't make money off of hemp like they could cotton. They didn't have the industrial machinery to process hemp as fast as they could process cotton. And they didn't want to use hemp because they can't make no money with hemp. See, they could not make no money with hemp. They would lose money with hemp. Now you say, what you mean? They'll lose money with hemp. Because Troy, if I make you a sweater out of hemp, it's going to last forever. If I sell you a sweater that lasts forever, how am I going to sell you another sweater? So I got to make your clothes so they tear up. This is why they don't like hemp. They still won't make clothes out of hemp because it lasts too long. So they wanted to use the cotton and cut the cotton with polyester. So this shit tear up. Because even pure cotton lasts long. That's why you can't find no pure cotton shit. So they didn't like hemp. Hemp was too durable. They wanted something that could tear up. Just like your car. When they make your car, they put your car on a machine and they let it run. And when those cars run and the brakes go out, they write down what mile it was the brakes go out. So if the brakes go out at 5,000 miles, right? They'll make your warranty go for 4,000 miles. So that way they ain't got to fix the brake. They know they're going to last 4,000 miles. And then as soon as your warranty wear out, that bitch break. It's made to break when the warranty is up. All the parts in your car are actually tested until they break at a certain time. If they last too long, they'll make it weaker. And as soon as your warranty is up, that motherfucker finna start breaking. Because they made it to break when the warranty is up. And they made these clothes to tear up. So hemp was not a good business move. Because hemp lasted too long. Cotton was easier. And then once they made the cotton gin, then they was already exploiting the poor white folks down there. They wasn't making no money anyway. So you had poor-ass slave owners, only got 100 slaves. Just like I'm talking about America and China. Remember I'm telling you America can't compete with China? Same as slavery. The slave owner that only had 100 slaves couldn't compete with the motherfucker that had 2,000 slaves. So he would go out of business. The banks would constantly help him until he went broke. Then the banks would come and try to repossess the land, right? Because you done went into foreclosure. So when all these poor slave owners lost their land and the banks started sending down the cavalry and the military to collect the money, the white boys started shooting the white men that was coming to get the land for the bank, and that's what started the Civil War. The Civil War was because the rich white people cheated the poor white motherfuckers out their land. That's why I be trying to tell these white people coming over here thinking they are part of the system. Trump and them don't give a fuck about you white people. None. They only care about the oligarchs and the rich. And they only use white people to keep the Lion of Judah and the children of Israel from getting at their neck. So they use poor white people to keep us down. And then they step on everybody. They only using white people. Trump don't give a fuck about you poor white people or you middle class white people. They don't give a fuck about y'all. They're going to replace y'all with robots. All y'all going to be homeless and all y'all going to be starving. He don't represent white people. He represent robotics. White America is a sucker. They use racism. They use racism to make fools out of white America. You ain't rich like me, but we both white, boy. So you get out there, boy. You get out there and you fight them niggers. That's how they do. He's like, okay, for white people. And then he go out there and then he go sit and sip lemonade and have you out there with the slaves. And then when the slaves rebel, you the first one to die. And where he can get his gun, he can get away. That racism, that shit not real. Racism not real. Racism is a trick. Racism is not against black people. Racism is against white people. You understand? Racism is against white people. Racism ain't got shit to do with black people. So when they came down, right, and these white people was losing their farms, they was trying to take these people farms. So in the process of trying to take these people farms, that's what started the Revolutionary War, basically. Racism is not real. It's something used to keep poor white people and lower class white people in line. They gotta make them feel special some kind of way. That's the only thing they use it for. They use it to make fools out of white people. Basically. That's all it's for. That's why they get mad every time the government do something for black people, because they say, well, we thought you said they was niggers. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Global? G. They didn't make us tools, bro. You know what I'm saying? They didn't make us tools with mentality. They made us tools with guns, bro. And you can't teach over here. Don't teach over here. I don't allow nobody to teach over here, bro. You got to teach on your own page. No, they didn't do nothing mentality for black people. Black people, everything they did to black people was by force. So don't let nobody tell you they did nothing mental to us. They did not mentally do anything to us. Everything that was done to us was done by absolute force. It was not mental. That's false. That's somebody in nowadays trying to speak back on history when they wasn't here. But no, it was not mental. Okay? You was not conquered mentally. You was conquered physically. Not mentally. They could not beat you, but the Chinese sold them gunpowder. And they went back and figured out how to use the gunpowder. And that's the only reason they was able to overtake you is because of gunpowder. Without gunpowder, white people don't run nothing. So don't y'all listen to that. Don't let them ain't do nothing mentally to you. Everything was physical. That's false information. Okay? That's false. Today, they don't do nothing mental to us. They roll up on the block and shoot us and lock us up for real. And they put handcuffs on you and take you to jail. They don't talk you into going to jail. They take you to jail by force. So that idea that they did some type of mental slavery on us, that's false. That's false. Everything they did is by force. Okay? Even still today. They used to feed your babies to alligators. Okay? The only mental thing that messed you up was the force. The force is what mentally messed you up. You understand? You was mentally damaged from the abuse and the violence. Okay? So don't let nobody fool you. Nah, don't let nobody fool you. You know what I mean? It was extremely harsh conditions doing in the South where my parents came from. It was extremely harsh conditions. What? You know what I'm saying? You good, Robinson? It's harsh conditions. You know what I'm saying? Extremely, extremely, extreme harsh conditions. And so black folks pretended that they were mentally, you know what I'm saying? Black folks pretended that they were mentally, defeated just to avoid the physical. But they ain't never really gave in like that. And the only reason black people changed is because as they kept having babies, the babies just didn't know the history. So nobody really brainwashed them. It was just a matter that they didn't see the information and then they had to function off of the information they did see. So after the Great Migration, as more and more black Americans ain't able to talk to the people down south, how you gonna know? So it's just like I was going down south with my mother and father. My mother and father lived in it. I went and seen it. I cannot transfer that to my sons. No matter what you say, I cannot transfer that living experience of being in Alabama in the 60s. I could talk, but my sons, it's nothing I could do to transfer that experience. To them, it's still just like talk. I can't make them feel being in Alabama at 10 years old in 1968. You can't. History don't work. It won't work. It's a little information, but they don't get the emotions and the physical, the mental memory of it. So there's no way my sons could be like me. It's impossible. Just like I couldn't be like my daddy. I couldn't be like my daddy and my mama because none of that shit happened to me that happened to them. But I was closer to it. So every generation is further from it. So there's no way for them to experience. So that's why you can't be mad at the next generation. How the hell they know? For example, my grandmother used to wear wigs because she had to work for white men that was very cruel to her. So then, because my grandmother had to have her hair looking straightened, my grandmother had to straighten my mother's hair. My mother grew up born in 1935, so she know why Granny doing her hair like that and why they doing their hair like that because they still was like, you a nigger and nappy head nigger and all that. When my mother come and do my sister's hair, my sister don't know. My sister don't know why her hair being straightened like my grandmama knew. All my sister know is that from now for my sister is just tradition. For my mother, they trying to pass. It's pressure. For my grandmother, it's extreme pressure. For my mother, it's pressure. For my sister, that's just the way she was raised. So she's not going to have the same mentality that my mama. So that's why a lot of times I don't be going hard on the young generation because a book ain't going to do it. I can't expect y'all to be like me. I can't expect y'all to be like my daddy and my mama. Y'all ain't. All you could be like is your particular experiences. You cannot pass down that the relative that got actually beat with the whip, that never get passed down to you. You know something about it. The child that seen their daddy whip got an experience, but the grandparent that never seen the granddaddy, great granddaddy get whipped, and can't experience great granddaddy's son, your granddaddy seeing him get whipped, and then your mama hearing about it, and then you, it ain't gonna register with you like the ones that lived in it. You understand? So like I'm as close as you get. You ain't gonna get no closer than this because I was going down there around the people from that. But I cannot share to you their experience because I don't have their experience. I don't have my mother and father's experience. But that's what's really going on. I just wanted to get that across because I feel like economically, where's our tariffs at? Like economically, Black Americans, what are we going to do economically? When are we going to get together economically? And to be honest with you, I think the problem with the Black Americans is the black man. I think the black man is fucked up. I think he's hard to work with. I think he's difficult. And I don't believe the black man in America really love his race. I believe the black man in America is selfish. I believe the black man in America is always trying to compete against other brothers so he can't work together for the benefit of his race. I believe that. I believe the black man in America is anti-leadership because he always wants to be seen and he's willing to be in front even though he knows he ain't qualified. Even though he knows in his heart he's not qualified for certain subjects or certain positions, but he'll jump up there and destroy the race knowing he can't carry the race. He can't carry the conversation. He can't carry the people. And so I don't believe the black man in America really understands the threat and his enemy. And that's why he's a loser and bad for black people because he not going to take this serious until they grab his ass and put him in a concentration camp because he just don't take shit serious. You know what I'm saying? So this is why we can't do what the white man do because the white man understand rank and file and the white man is honest about who could do it and who can't, especially when it comes to business. So they're going to put the best person forward. And as white people are slipping off from that, because they slipping too, the Chinese are still on that. So that's why iPhones getting made in China. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's why white folks. That's why white folks is slipping behind China because China doing a real rank and file, and America's slipping away from it, and they letting people like Trump be president who's not qualified instead of the best person to be qualified. They starting to slip. Just like a lot of them people Trump put in the military, and then they got sending messages, and it could have got hacked and shit. You know why? They wasn't qualified. So God don't like ugly. So Trump was talking all shit about DEI and talking about motherfuckers get a job they ain't really qualified for. And all them white boys he put in the military was basically DEI, just a white version. And none of them was qualified to do shit. And them dumbass white boys fuck around and was sending top secret messages in a way could have got intercepted. Racism gonna be the destruction of white America. They're gonna destroy their own self with racism. because they're not going to put the best people in charge. Watch. They're going to destroy themselves. They're not prepared to go to war because they doing some favoritism shit and they ain't putting the best person in there, and they're going to go against people that got the best people in there. And they're going to lose. Because white America can't even get nobody in the army. So many of them fat and out of shape. They can't. They don't even teach their people how. They so selfish for money. They feed their own people junk to eat and make their own population sick. White America is killing their own people, selling their own people artificial flavors, artificial colors, preservatives, all kind of fucked up shit. Their own white men in America got their own white men, fat and obese, too fat to be in the military. They can't even find enough people to get in the military because they so selfish with money that they feed their own people that shit. And they so selfish for money that they selling their own people shit that ain't even made here. And that's the secret they ain't telling about all this tariff shit. All this shit is out of line because they so selfish with money that they willing to go to China and make the iPhone and sell it. They don't give a fuck about America. They willing to go to Mexico and make Cadillacs. And they'll go whatever to make a dollar and fuck Americans. If they can get it made cheaper, they'll go get it made cheaper and sell it back to their own American citizens. Done sold out their own country. The selfish white man, and Trump too. All that shit Trump was getting made was made in China. Now this bitch talking about tariffs. Remember them ugly ass gold shoes? Them was made in China. The same motherfucker talk about tariffs, talking about not buying shit from China, right? I'm going to show you how phony his ass is. That nigga's a clown and phony as hell. Watch this. Let me see if I got a picture of this bullshit. Man, let me tell you something. He talking all that shit to make it in America, right? These shits was not made in America. This shit wasn't made in America. That shit was made in China. I guarantee you that shit wasn't made in America. That motherfucker's a fraud. And that Bible he was selling, I bet it wasn't made. I bet none of that shit he's selling is made in America. He's a motherfucking fraud. They got a two-bit con man in there. Where he is. That shit, Trump full of shit. These shoes was not made in America. This motherfucker made some shoes and didn't even put red, white, and blue on them. Got gold stars on the shit. Five motherfucking stars. Like some bootleg American flag. That nigga ain't had no respect for the American flag. Yeah, because he's a too-big con man. All he trying to do is stack some money for his family and get the fuck out of there. He don't give a fuck about this country like that. You know what I'm saying? He don't care about the country like that. He playing on them white people. When they find out, they going to tear this motherfucker up too. They going to find out. Man, listen. When they find out, they're going to go crazy on him. They're going to find out. They definitely going to find out. That's why they mad, because black Americans, we don't give a fuck. We not marching. We not getting emotional. We staying on. We not getting involved in it, none. All the black Trump supporters, they done already put their head in the sand. He done already embarrassed them. You don't see them no more. You don't see them. They don't want to claim him no more. They claimed him until the election till he got in there and see he wasn't going to do nothing for their black ass. Now they quiet. Trump wouldn't be my enemy. I'd go see him and say, man, why you doing all that stupid shit? You need to do some real shit. You doing too much goofy shit, bro. I tell him just like that. You doing too much goofy shit. I tell him straight up, I go see Trump. Man, if you don't do something positive, God gonna tear your country up. You're gonna be like one of them dudes in the Bible. You holding that Bible up, you need to read that motherfucker. Because it ain't been a wicked ruler that didn't have plagues, dude. If you want to be in good favor with the powers that be, you need to change. Or the Most High gonna tear your shit up. That's what I would tell him. You're gonna be the natural. I already told you about you, the natural disaster president. You should turn it around. I tell him. I don't hate him. He's just a goofy. I don't hate nobody that didn't create me. I don't hate that motherfucker. Fuck Trump. He ain't that smart though. Any of the people that's got higher knowledge would tell him, if you don't take care of the black people, you're gonna be cursed. All the great white leaders always knew, no matter what, even if you're doing evil, you better go soft on them children of Israel. You better go soft on them black ones. Because their God is the real one. No, the platinum plan was just a bunch of bullshit. The platinum plan wasn't real. Ice Cube just went over there and cooned with that man for nothing. He should have never fucked with that man like that. Black Americans went on fuck with Republicans because all of our politicians on the low level is Democrats. And black people don't understand politics. People think that you a Democrat because of Trump. No, we a Democrat because of our mayors and shit. All the brothers and sisters in Chicago we voted for, they all Democrats. We don't got no black Republicans. How the fuck you want me to be a Republican when there ain't no nigga Republicans? You just talking stupid. Republicans is white. Republicans ain't black. In Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, the Democrats is black. The Republicans is white. So how you gonna say you don't want to be no Democrat? You ain't got no choice, nigga. The Democrats is black. There's no white Republicans, but some weirdos. There's no backing for no fucking black Republican. How the fuck you gonna win? On the state and city level, Republicans represent the state and the black Democrats represent the city. The city bring in all the money, and if you let the white Republicans run it, they're going to suck all the life out the city and send it to the suburbs to the white people. Exactly what they try to do in Jackson, Mississippi, by taking over the Jackson, which is the capital, and bringing in the Capitol Police and trying to suck the water and all the money from the black tax dollars in Jackson and cipher it out to white people in the suburbs. And that's just what it is. And you can't go try to vote for no white man Republican and change all that. Period. And I'm in Chicago, and we are the number one political black people in this country. If you ain't in Chicago, you are not on my political level, period. I am far more knowledgeable about politics than you, by far. Okay? Black Americans, Atlanta's getting there. Atlanta's getting there. But black Americans don't know shit about politics. Nothing. They don't know nothing about politics. What can I tell them? You know, I'm in Chicago, and we do black politics, period. We don't do no white politics. Our mayor's black. If we don't do a good job, we get another black mayor. Simple and plain. Our mayor's black. Person running our county, Prepwinkle, black. State's attorney, Chicago, black. We can keep going. Chief of police, Chicago, black. We do black politics in Chicago, period. Period, period, point blank, period. We do black politics. We want black people to look out for black people, and we ain't racist or prejudiced or nothing, but we want our own people to look out for us. We don't believe no other people gonna look out for us more than they look out for their own people. There go my OG right there, Danny Davis, one of the heads of the black political party in Chicago. One of the people that put bro in the position to get in the Senate. And when we put bro in the Senate, this is what everybody missed that part. They missed the fact that we put dude in the Senate. They just talk about dude as the president because you don't respect black Chicagoans. You disrespectful. You don't want to give us no respect that we put a black man in the Senate and that black man became president. We've been doing this shit. This the rack, boy. We've been doing what we've been doing, boy. Don't even make no mistake about it, boy. We got a long history of this shit. On my soul, boy. Our history precedes us, boy. Okay? I'ma just keep it real. We superstars when it comes to black politics, on my soul. People always trying to pick like what they didn't do right. You know what I'm saying? But we've been putting the first mayors out there and the first women senators and shit. Carol Mosley Brown. Y'all got a Carol Mosley Brown? No. All right, shut up talking to me, right? You got a Carol Mosley Brown? Boom. How many black mayors you got? We on our third one, nigga. We on our third one. Feel me? We on our third black mayor. One, two, three. And he ain't doing a good job, and it's gonna be four. Cause we ain't gonna cry because he ain't doing no good job. We gonna diss his ass. We gonna get him the fuck out of there. We gonna put somebody else in there. Like that's how G's do. You know what I'm saying? He got in there by default. You know what I'm saying? Are we pushing the line? You know what I'm saying? With our politics, and we've been doing that for a long time. We pushing the line in every kind of way. You know, Michael Simmons, salute to my bro Michael Simmons, doing it big, pushing the line for the whole natural hair, black natural hair shit. You know what I'm saying? He pushing that line. He LGBTQ though, but fuck, I don't give a fuck who he fucking. I know he pushing the line as far as what you gotta look like to be a politician, bro, taking that shit to a whole nother level. I congratulated him when he won. Cause that's a big step. You know what I'm saying? For a brother like this to fucking be a senator and shit. I was like, hell yeah. When this nigga won the Senate, I was tripping. I was like, damn, they would have never voted for me. I hit him up on Instagram. Congratulations, bro. You know what I'm saying? Man, that man, the senator with that hair. He gay and got crazy hair. Hey, that's a big step, man. I'm proud of that brother, man. Ran like that with them locks on his head. You know what I'm saying? But man, our mayoral race was crazy. Man, our mayoral race was crazy as hell, man. There was so many people, man. That's why it's hard. The only problem in Chicago, too many people be running, man. You would not believe. Man, we be having like 9 candidates, 10 candidates. And that's what everybody's worried about. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was worried about that because they like, we got so many black candidates, it's gonna make it easy for the one white dude to win. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was worried about that. You know, politics is real complicated. I wish I would have known about politics. I would have ran. You know what I'm saying? Look at all these candidates we be having running for running for mayor. That's before the white dude got in the race. You know what I'm saying? You young black people, man, God got to get in politics so you can make some decisions about your living conditions. You can't let nobody else always be the boss. You know what I'm saying? You got to stand on the pride of black politics. You know what I'm saying? Black politics, you got to stand on something. You know what I mean? We can't just let white America just always make all the decisions all the time. You know what I'm saying? You just can't let no other people make all decisions about your living conditions and shit. You gotta have some say so. You gotta have some say so. And brothers be talking about I'm voting on the couch. Hey, well listen, if you go voting on the couch, go sit your bitch ass down then. If you all about the couch. Sit down and shut the fuck up. Yeah. Yeah, like that. If you with the couch, sit the fuck down. That's what couches is for. Sit the fuck down, bitch, and shut up. Since you with the couch, go sit on the couch and shut the fuck up. Don't get back up either. Stay your bitch ass on the couch. Cause I can't respect no nigga teaching young black people to sit on the motherfucking couch. That ain't no type of governmental responsibility. You tell motherfuckers sit on the couch. You supposed to tell people like this: if you don't like the two candidates, you young, run then. You ain't gotta like the candidates, but we need somebody in there. Somebody got to determine what's going on. You just can't let other people be your mayors and your governors and shit like that. Cause when they get in there, they're gonna take care of their people. And black people, you're gonna find out. Cause you're gonna make a mistake one day. Let a lot of Mexicans get in there and watch what they gonna do to your black ass. They gonna do everything for Mexicans, and they ain't gonna do shit for you. And that's when you look up, they gonna redistrict it and shit, and you ain't gonna never get another black person in there. It's gonna be Mexicans from there on. Watch. Keep fucking around and let the Mexicans get in there. You'll never get back in there. And they're not gonna do shit for your community. They're gonna do everything for their community. And they're gonna do shit for the white community. They ain't gonna do shit for your black motherfucking ass. They ain't gonna do shit for you. You got to have black people in power. You got to have black police chiefs and shit like that. You cannot have no race of people that got a history for hating you be your goddamn police chief. You got a goddamn Ku Klux Klan as your police chief. Local school councils, all that shit. Like me, I be going down to City Hall. You know, you can go down to City Hall and then you can go sit up at the top and watch what they be doing. So every time it's good weather, whatever, in the summertime, I go to City Hall 2 or 3 times. I go sit down there. If they have any kind of big referendum and shit, I go down to City Hall. I just don't be videoing that shit. But yeah, I go down to City Hall and listen to what the fuck what they be saying. What's going on? I need to know what's going on. You know, I'm gonna take PJ down there. I'm gonna take my grandson down there. I'm gonna take him down there and take him up there to city hall. You know, I'm gonna take him down there because I want him to be advanced with the other children at school. He'll be like, he went to city hall and plant that seed in his head, so he'd be a big shot. You know, you got to be a big shot out here. On the side note, you got to be able to go move and shake and get what you want. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get something, if you want to get a trademark, you got to go get your trademark. If you want business, you can't be a businessman if you ain't political. You can't do business because business is political. All your business papers is political. And just you know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody try to talk to you about politics like they be telling you bullshit. Business is political. You're gonna get state forms from the state. You got to register your business with the state. And let's say you register your business and it's $100, $125, and you let the wrong motherfucker get in there, and now it's $500 because you let the wrong motherfucker get in there, thinking it don't matter. And now you go to register your business, it's like 500, like 500 used to be $75. You let dude get in there. You let the wrong person get in there. It's going to affect your business. It's going to affect your schools. It's going to affect everything because everything is political and economical. Everything. You know, I need to do a whole video on that because niggas going around talking about they kings and queens. Kings and queens is political, fool. How the fuck you a king and a queen and you don't fuck with politics? You sound stupid. A king is like a mayor or a president. Duh. You got these black conscious niggas talking about they kings and queens and Ross and shit. Dumbass niggas in Jamaica won't run for office. Always everybody else ain't now one roster man been no fucking prime minister. All them niggas down there sitting around smoking weed talking shit. I want one of them niggas to go take no position in the government. You know, you need to be doing business or politics. You might not can't do politics, but you got to do politics or business. You have to be involved in politics or business or both. You have to be. And for black people, if you want to get somewhere in this country, like your grandmama said, you need to get some business. You need to get you some business. If you ain't got no business, you ain't gonna go nowhere in no country, nowhere in the world without no business. And if you do business, you're gonna automatically be political. Automatically. Because your business is tied to politics. Period. Your job too. All them motherfuckers went up there and voted. And then Trump and Elon Musk kicked them all off their job. And they was pissed because a lot of them voted for Trump and then got sent home. What a slap in the fucking face, you know what I'm saying? So look, I'm gonna edit this down. I hope y'all learned something from that. But yeah, step your game up, get your business together.